Welcome to our deep dive into pricing strategies. Pricing is one of the most critical decisions any business faces. It not only determines your profit margins but also influences how customers perceive your brand. Today we'll focus on two popular methods, cost-plus pricing and value-based pricing. Understanding the differences between these approaches can help you make smarter decisions for your business, whether you're launching a new product or revisiting your current pricing model. Let's start by exploring what pricing strategies are and why they matter so much in today's competitive market. Cost-plus pricing is a straightforward method where a business calculates the total cost of producing a product or service and then adds a markup to ensure a profit. This approach is popular because it's simple and transparent. Companies just need to know their costs and decide on a reasonable margin. However, while it's easy to implement, it doesn't always consider what customers are willing to pay or how competitors are pricing similar products. Let's break down how cost-plus pricing works in practice. Use cost-plus pricing. You first need to calculate all the costs involved in making your product or delivering your service. This includes direct costs like materials and labor, as well as indirect costs such as overhead and utilities. Once you have the total cost, you add a percentage markup to determine the final selling price. For example, if a product costs $50 to make and you want a 20% profit, you'd sell it for $60. This method ensures you cover your expenses and make a profit on each sale. Cost-plus pricing offers several advantages. It's easy to understand and implement, making it a favorite among small businesses and manufacturers. This method provides a clear rationale for pricing, which can be helpful when justifying prices to customers or stakeholders. It also ensures that all costs are covered, reducing the risk of selling at a loss. However, it's important to remember that this approach doesn't always reflect market demand or customer perception of value. Despite its simplicity, cost-plus pricing has some drawbacks. It ignores what customers are willing to pay and doesn't consider competitor prices. This can lead to overpricing or underpricing your products. Additionally, if your costs increase, you might have to raise prices, which could hurt sales. Businesses using this method need to be cautious and regularly review their costs and market conditions to stay competitive. Now let's shift to value-based pricing. This strategy sets prices primarily according to the perceived value of a product or service to the customer, rather than just the cost to produce it. Companies using value-based pricing focus on what customers are willing to pay based on the benefits and unique features they receive. This approach requires a deep understanding of your target market and what they truly value. To succeed with value-based pricing, you need to know what your customers care about most. This could be quality, convenience, brand reputation, or unique features. Businesses often conduct market research, surveys, or interviews to learn what drives purchasing decisions. By understanding these factors, you can set prices that reflect the true value your product delivers, rather than just covering costs. Many well-known brands use value-based pricing. For example, luxury car makers charge a premium because customers perceive their vehicles as high status and high quality. Similarly, tech companies like Apple set higher prices for their products, reflecting the brand's innovation and design. These companies don't just cover costs, they charge what customers believe the product is worth. Value-based pricing can lead to higher profits because it captures the maximum amount customers are willing to pay. It also encourages businesses to focus on delivering real value and differentiating their products. This approach can strengthen customer loyalty, as buyers feel they're getting something special. However, it requires more effort to understand your market and communicate your product's value. Value-based pricing isn't without challenges. It demands thorough market research and a strong understanding of customer perceptions. If you misjudge what customers value, you could set prices too high or too low. It also requires effective communication to justify your pricing. Businesses must continually monitor trends and adjust their strategies to stay relevant. So how do cost-plus and value-based pricing compare? Cost-plus is simple and ensures you cover expenses, but it may miss out on potential profits or market opportunities. Value-based pricing, on the other hand, can boost profits and customer satisfaction but requires more effort and insight. The best choice depends on your business goals, market, and resources. Cost-plus pricing is ideal for businesses with stable costs and little competition, such as manufacturers or service providers with unique offerings. It's also useful when transparency is important, like in government contracts. If your market doesn't fluctuate much and customers expect fair, consistent pricing, cost-plus can be a reliable choice. Value-based pricing works best in markets where customers are willing to pay more for unique benefits, such as luxury goods, technology, or specialized services. If your product stands out for its quality, innovation, or brand reputation, value-based pricing can help you capture more profit and build a loyal customer base. Some businesses combine both strategies, starting with cost-plus to ensure costs are covered, then adjusting prices based on perceived value. This hybrid approach can offer the best of both worlds, balancing profitability with market competitiveness. It's especially useful in dynamic markets where costs and customer preferences change frequently. Competitor pricing plays a big role in both strategies. With cost-plus, you might ignore competitors and risk losing customers. With value-based, you must understand how your offering compares to others. Regularly analyzing your competition helps you position your prices effectively and avoid surprises in the market. How customers perceive your price can impact sales as much as the price itself. Value-based pricing aims to align price with perceived benefits, while cost-plus focuses on fairness and transparency. Understanding your customers' mindset helps you choose the right approach and communicate your value effectively. Market research is essential for value-based pricing but also benefits cost-plus strategies. By gathering data on customer preferences, competitor prices, and market trends, you can make informed decisions and avoid costly mistakes. Investing in research pays off by helping you set prices that maximize both sales and profits. For value-based pricing to succeed, you must clearly communicate the benefits of your product or service. This could involve marketing campaigns, customer testimonials, or demonstrations. The goal is to help customers see why your offering is worth the price, making them more willing to pay a premium. Both cost-plus and value-based pricing require regular review. Costs can change and customer preferences evolve. By monitoring your costs, market trends, and customer feedback, you can adjust your prices to stay competitive and profitable. Flexibility is key to long-term success. Your pricing strategy can shape how customers view your brand. Value-based pricing often positions a brand as premium or innovative, while cost-plus can signal reliability and fairness. Consider your brand identity when choosing a pricing approach, as it can influence customer loyalty and long-term growth. Value-based pricing often leads to higher profit margins, especially for differentiated products. Cost-plus ensures you don't sell at a loss but may leave money on the table if customers are willing to pay more. Comparing the profitability of both methods helps you decide which is best for your business model. Different industries lean toward different pricing strategies. For example, supermarkets often use cost-plus pricing due to thin margins and high competition. In contrast, software companies and luxury brands favor value-based pricing to reflect innovation and exclusivity. Understanding your industry norms can guide your pricing decisions. Pricing isn't just about numbers, it's also about psychology. Value-based pricing taps into emotions and perceptions, while cost-plus appeals to logic and fairness. Knowing how your customers think and feel about price can help you craft a strategy that resonates and drives sales. Technology can support both pricing strategies. Tools like pricing software, data analytics, and customer relationship management systems help businesses track costs, analyze customer data, and adjust prices quickly. Leveraging technology makes it easier to stay competitive and responsive in a fast-changing market. Pricing strategies must comply with laws and ethical standards. Price gouging, collusion, or deceptive pricing can damage your reputation and lead to legal trouble. Always ensure your pricing practices are fair, transparent, and in line with industry regulations to build trust with customers. If you sell internationally, pricing strategies become even more complex. You must consider currency fluctuations, local market conditions, and cultural perceptions of value. Adapting your approach for different regions can help you succeed in the global marketplace. Dynamic pricing is a modern approach where prices change based on demand, competition, or other factors. Airlines and ride-sharing companies often use this strategy. While not strictly cost-plus or value-based, dynamic pricing can complement these methods for businesses seeking flexibility. Subscription pricing is increasingly popular, especially in software and services. This model often combines cost-plus and value-based elements, offering ongoing value to customers while ensuring predictable revenue for businesses. It's important to regularly review your pricing to keep it aligned with customer expectations. Apple is a classic example of value-based pricing. The company charges premium prices for its products, reflecting their design, innovation, and brand reputation. Customers are willing to pay more because they perceive Apple products as unique and valuable. This strategy has helped Apple achieve high profit margins and strong brand loyalty. Summary: both cost-plus and value-based pricing have their strengths and weaknesses. Cost-plus is simple and ensures costs are covered, while value-based can maximize profits and build customer loyalty. The best strategy depends on your business, market, and goals. By understanding both approaches and staying flexible, you can set prices that drive growth and success.